ideological training elsewhere. And that's where we come back to that culture war, because we are still, Chris, in a culture war. You have to be blind not to see that. And the kids are the very front lines of that battleground. They are being bombarded, even today, with radical gender ideology, critical race theory, anti-family propaganda. And it's coming from the games that they play, and it's coming from their schools, and it's coming from entertainment. I don't know if you saw this latest reboot of Snow White that just came out last week. I don't know if you've heard about that, but they completely rewrote this beloved fairy tale to push this feminist, anti-traditional agenda. No Prince Charming, no dwarves, no love story. Instead, Snow White was turned into some kind of harsh 21st century girl boss who doesn't need a man. And it's not just the movies. Sesame Street, introduced a well-known drag queen to preschoolers just a couple of years ago. And Netflix, Ridley Jones had a non-binary bison teaching kids that they could change their gender. So, we have got to we have to be aware that the secular culture is going behind our backs as parents and trying to propagandize our children. And I'll say one more very important thing about this. It's true that American voters have rejected this kind of wokeism. They've rejected especially the physical mutation of children's bodies through, irreversible gender transition surgeries. But we have to recognize that the woke left, through the entertainment industry, they are just as determined to mutilate the minds and souls of our children through ideological propaganda. So wokeness is not just about mutilating children's bodies, it's about mutilating their souls. And we as parents, we have to combat that. We have to fight fire with fire. Now, this new book of mine and all my children's books, they're all about giving parents a weapon to fight back. They try to teach virtue, faith, objective truth. They tell kids, hey, look, you're created by God in his image. You're unique, precious, and unrepeatable. Your life has meaning. Truth is not something you happen to feel just at the moment. It's something real and unchanging. And if you want to overcome the suffering that you're going to face in the future, then you've got to plug into the true power source of life, not government, but God. So the bottom line is, if we don't counter the poison that's still being fed to our kids through the schools and media, we're going to lose an entire generation. We got to take back our kids' education. Dismantling the Department of Education, taking control out of Washington, bringing it down to a local level is a good start. But parents need to get involved and know what's being taught to their kids. They need to replace the garbage with the truth. You have to find good books, good shows, good movies, good schools. They need to they need to teach their kids to fight back, give them a strong faith so they can stand up for themselves when the culture tries to propagandize them. And the last thing I'll say is, we need to be producing better product, Chris. Hey, we're telling the greatest story in the world here, the gospel story. We need to use the greatest production values and not be content to put out amateurish junk. We have to compete with Disney by funding and producing more first-rate books and movies and TV